we've made a deal today where we are going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them. The United States will not be having any payment made. We're not buying it, but we will manufacture it and they're going to be paying for it. As you know, we've spent $350 billion approximately on this war with Russia and Ukraine, and would like to see it end. It wasn't my war, it was Biden's war. It's not my war. I'm trying to get you out of it. And we want to see it end. And I'm disappointed in President Putin because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple. And they'll be at 100%.
And that's President Trump meeting with NATO's Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House yesterday, announcing a deal for European allies to buy billions of dollars in American weapons and then distribute those weapons to Ukraine. The president expressing even more frustration with Russia's Vladimir Putin and threatening a 100% secondary tariffs on any country that buys oil and does trading with Russia if a peace deal is not reached within 50 days. Countdown is on. Joining me now is the Foreign Minister of Italy, Antonio Tajani. Minister, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you for asking me. Good to see you.
You too, Minister. I know that you had a long meeting with Marco Rubio, and I'm going to get to that meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State. But give us your reaction to what President Trump has done here. He's getting real frustrated with Vladimir Putin. He wants an end to this war, and now he's done this deal with all of the NATO members to buy the weapons from the U.S. to send them to Ukraine. Your reaction?
Maria, we want to achieve peace, but we need to convince Putin. Now the only one solution is to send strong messages to Russia. Sanctions, tariffs, and we need to protect Ukraine. We need to send weapons. Italy and Europe, we are sending weapons with America, and for this we need the only one strategy for the protection of Ukraine, for achieving peace. But without a strong message to Putin, it's difficult to start with the negotiations between Putin and Zelensky. This is our goal. Peace is the final goal, but in this moment we need to push hard for achieving these results. But, I totally agree with President Trump. We need to be strong in this moment.
Well, I know that NATO has been changing its views on defense. President Trump has ignited this conversation about getting to 5% of GDP so that NATO members pay for their own defense, and the U.S. can also focus on China. Tell us about that, Minister Tajani, because I know that your father was an Italian officer serving for NATO, and that really shaped your thinking in terms of the NATO priorities.
Yes, I am a strong supporter of NATO. The last meeting has been a success for all, for Americans and for Europeans, because in this moment we need to strengthen this political agreement between America and Europe. Of course, it's correct to achieve the 5% of our GDP for spending more in our security. We are ready for doing more. Italy is totally engaged on this. Our security is crucial. We need to strengthen the European pillar, because today there is a strong American pillar, and we need to strengthen the second pillar, the European pillar, for working together for peace, for stability in the world. For this, we are ready for doing what we need to do for a strong cooperation with America.
So what are your thoughts on the tariff situation? I mean, EU ministers calling President Trump's 30% tariff, quote, absolutely unacceptable. They're discussing a new set of retaliation tariffs worth more than $24 billion. Those countermeasures were supposed to take effect yesterday, but now the EU is delaying them in hopes of making a deal with the United States on trade. The president sent a letter to EU President Ursula von der Leyen writing this: the United States of America has agreed to continue working with the European Union despite having one of our largest trade deficits with the EU. Nevertheless, we have decided to move forward, but only with more balanced and fair trade. Minister Tajani, what do you want to see in terms of trade between the EU and the U.S.?
But we need to achieve an agreement. I think for this we need to talk. For achieving a win-win agreement for my final goal is a big market, Europe, America, Canada, and Mexico, all together is the West big market. But now we need to work for achieving the first step. The first step is an agreement before the 1st of August. Italy is ready for investing more in your country. This is the picture of our investments in America. There are Italian companies in every American state.
Put it higher. Put it higher so the camera can see it, Minister. Put it higher. Lift it up so we can see it. What do you want to show us here? Okay. In every American states there are Italian companies with 300,000 workers. This is a strong Italian engagement, but we are ready for doing more because for us, Italy is an industrial country, is the most important industrial country in Europe. We want to invest more abroad, and America is a good country for investing more. But we are ready for doing this. It's a clear message, but also we are ready for buy more. For example, the Eni, our energy company, is buying more gas from America. This is another good message to America because, of course, I understand we need to balance our export and your export. And for this, for me, working hard is possible to achieve an agreement. I want to be optimistic, but why? Why? Because America and Europe are two faces of the same coin. We are the West. For this, we need to be united to work together. Yeah, it's a great point. And the truth is, Minister Tajani, the U.S. and Italy have a great relationship. I'm just wondering if your colleagues in the EU feel the same. I mean, look, you met with Secretary of State Marco Rubio on multiple occasions, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni visiting the White House back in April. The two nations are strong together. And the relationship with Italy is only getting stronger. But what do you want to say about the fact that you are one cog in the wheel of the European Union? And the U.S. has to do deals with the European Union when it comes to trade, when it comes to weapons and everything else.
But I think America is our best friend in the world. For Italy, it's important to strengthen the bridge between Roma and Washington. For this, we are working hard with the Secretary of State Rubio, but also the Prime Minister Meloni, with the President Trump, with the American administration. The relations are super positive. For this, I am optimistic. It's possible to do more in defense of our values, in defense of free market, in defense of freedom, in defense of our common values. This is very, very important. We are the West. For this, we need to work all together, and not only in Europe, not only in America, but also in the Indo-Pacific region, in Africa, in the Middle East, for achieving peace, for achieving good solutions. And we are ready for doing what we need to do, for helping your proposal and for being protagonists with you for peace, stability and growth in the world.
All right, I like that. America is our best friend. Foreign Minister, great to see you. Antonio Tajani, I will see you soon. We appreciate your time this morning, sir. Thank you.